playing in the bedroom? Yeah, you are. Sure are. Yeah, we thought we'd do a pop-up. And it is indoors today because we've got quite a rainy day outside. So I'm just going to open up the window a little bit more. Give it more light in, okay, buddy? How's that? I know! Look at that, buddy. Look at that. Yeah, what do you see? You want to go look at the window? Go look out the window. Yeah, look at that light. Buck, buck, buck. I know, Max. You're so lucky. Buck, buck. I'll try and track with Max here for a little bit. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, McD. Hi, Becky. If you're joining us, make sure you back up. Yeah, Max is... You're pretty happy. Buck, buck. Buck, buck. You're happy and you know it. Your beak's going to show it, huh, Max? Here. You watching out the window? It's wet out there. Yeah, Max is wearing a flight suit today. The last couple of times he's played on the bed, he has decided to be a goose and insist on lifting his tail without going to the actual bathroom. So I told him today if he wanted to play, he was going to wear a flight suit. Yeah, last time he actually ran over to the side of the bed, leaned his tail over and lifted it, and it's like, no, you know better, buddy. So he's told the option, if he's going to be a goose about that, he gets to wear a flight suit. And it's just a birdie diaper, right, buddy? Yes. What do you think over there? Oh, we can't see you. I'm going to be chasing him with the camera all day, I think. Yay! What do you see, Max? Oh, you're pretty happy. You're pretty happy. Buck, buck. Buck, buck. So we do have some games that we can play over here. We want to play some games on the bed, honey? We've got... No, what's going on here? We've got aliens and turtles and squirrels. Oh my goodness. You like playing with squirrels, don't you, honey? Just set the squirrels up. Okay, squirrels are set up. You gonna look at the squirrelies? And the aliens have a turtle friend today. Yeah, aliens have a turtle friend. Eee. Why don't we play? Come on over and play. We'll rotate that around a bit. Yeah, got some aliens. Come get them, honey. Come. Come on. Oops. Max is not quite in the screen. There he is. Come on, Max. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Whee. All right. You want me to toss it? Yes. Yeah, there goes Mr. Squirrel. You like squeaky squirrels. I know, honey. I know. Ah, squeaky squirrels. Okay, I'm going to put that squirrel here. He's in his little squirrely cage, okay? And what about the turtle? You like the turtles? Whee! That's right. Come get it. You want the aliens? They squeak too. Oh, aliens are going for a fly. That's great. What about the turtle? All right, you want to play? That's right. Oh, turtle on the ground. This. What's this? Ah, we're playing catch. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit closer, folks. Ooh. Rotate the camera. Watch the tripod fall down. Oh boy. How's that, honey? We're at a bit of a weird angle. I don't know how to fix that. How's that? All right, there you go. Hi. Oopsies. How about this? I'm gonna play, yes. How about these? They squeak. And how about a bagel? You're gonna toss the bagel or you're gonna chew on it? Okay. I don't want you to shred the bagel in my bed. Bagels. You want to play catch with the bagel, not shred it, okay? I'm going to move the bagel. You can shred it downstairs, honey. Because the idea is if you're playing up here, you can't make a big mess. No, you can't. You want another squirrel? What's that? Okay. See what we can hide. We've got some veggies. We put the veggies in here. Put the squirrel in here. Put the veggies in here. Oops. There. And there. And what else we got? Oh boy. What about this? That there. And put that there. Now what? You know how to pull that out? Oops. Yeah. Oops. That fell. How about we pop this all the way in? Can you pull these off? There. Pull. Big paw. Held on by Velcro. Here. Oh. Oh. Got it. What else you got? Can you pull it out? Pull. Here. Here. Ooh. Oh, yay! What's next? Pull. Peekaboo. Pull. Yeah, what's next? What's next in there? Reach in. Here. Reach in. That's right. You see a squirrel? You see a squirrel? Pull the squirrel. Pull the squirrel out. Whoa! Pull the squirrel. Pull him out. That's right. What else is in there? What's this? Yeah, you like your soft toys, don't you? Oh, we got another squirrel. What about this? Yay! Oh boy, Max. What else we got to play with? Okay. What about this? Hi, Eva. Hi, Becky. Hi, Connie. Hi, Peter. Hello. Yeah. When I'm playing with Max, I'm not always looking at the screen. But when you hear me look back, that's the time to say something if you want me to see it, and I'm looking right now. Upsies. We don't chew on that. Come on. Come here. Hi. Oh, we've got new feathers coming in. What a quick cream, huh? Good job. Yes. What's a bird to do? What is a bird to do? Scritchies. Yeah, you got new feathers. Yeah, it's been raining, so you're stuck indoors. How unfair is that? And Mama Jer made you wear a flight suit. You're wearing a diaper. I know, but we don't want you pooping on the bed today. You can poop in the flight suit. Yeah. And flight suit, folks, for those of you who are wondering, you can see how it just forms a little bit of pouch under the tail. Max can go to the washroom in it without getting his feathers dirty. It's got a little liner, which is basically just a panty liner, right, Betty? Yeah. I know, but we don't want you going. We don't want you doing a poopers here, huh? Whoopsies. So pretty. Yeah, I know, honey. It's so tough to be a bird. It really is. Hi, sis. Got toys. Got toys. You like those twiddles, don't you? I've lost a lot of them. I might need to get you some more. And just call up Parrot Trends and say, we need more spinny tops. Yeah, we need more spinny tops. They really are a lot of fun for angle, aren't they? I'm just going to pick this up here, folks. and go to handheld. Hey, want that again? Yes. Oopsies. Here. And we really started off with a good Bok Bok. We might get another one. Max likes to look out the window, and I've got open right now, so we've got lots of fresh air coming in. It's working well until the wind starts blowing the rain back at us. Let's take you up to the window for a minute. Pretty wet out there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yesterday I was not paying enough attention when it started raining, and the rain was actually blowing right back towards the house. And I walked over to look out the window, and I realized that I had a small lake growing on the windowsill. It was blowing in and running off of the Venetians and right onto the windowsill. Not made for puddles, is it, Max? No. Dried it off. No harm, no foul. I know, buddy. Is that good? Yeah. Aw, Connie. Connie says you're handsome, and Connie says bok bok. If you're joining us, make sure you bok up in the comments. Make sure you give us a thumbs up so that we can see that you're there. Bird Love's there. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, so good to see everybody. I know we haven't done a lot of indoor streams. Well, at least not upstairs like this on a pop-up. But I thought it might be kind of fun. Huh? Want that? Yeah. We've got lots of rain right now, so we're indoors. Actually got a rain warning. Heavy rainfall, high winds, possibly some localized flooding on roads. It's not going to be anything like the flood of... what year was that we had that big flood, Max? Do you remember? Yeah, it was quite something when we had that big flood, wasn't it? 2010, 2011? I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, Max is having some fun playing. He likes to see different things. He likes to see what's going on. And playing on the bed qualifies, right, Max? I actually went downstairs to make myself lunch, a bit of a late lunch, and Max decided to ask if he could go outside, and I explained to him, no, you can't. It's very wet out there. But I gave him this as an offer, so yeah. Yeah. I know some of our friends in the States are getting hit by a major, major heat wave right now. So I shouldn't complain about the rain because it's at least cool, right, Max? Oh, yeah, these are fun. This is just a little twiddle top, and it can spin. Yeah, it's not going to spin too well on the bed, but Max absolutely loves playing with it, don't you, honey? Play with them a lot in the bathtub. And he's discovered that as he chews on it, it likes to spin around. And it's colorful, and it's fun. It's got ridges. No, you don't want to play with that anymore. Okay. Well, what do you want to play, Max? You want scritchies? Yeah, some scritchies? Oh, Enchan, so glad you think Max is awesome. Yeah, we try to share as much as we can. Is anybody following some of the videos that we had from the Parrot Club barbecue this past weekend? Oh my goodness, we had so much fun. Max, I think the star of the day, Max, was the police officer you wanted to take home. And I said, no, you couldn't take a police officer home. I know! What was with that, huh? Yeah, Max climbed on and got himself comfortable and said, yeah, I don't want to move. And the police officer said, hey, gotta go. And I asked Max, do you want to come up? And my problem was I asked, do you want to? I didn't tell him it was not an optional. I asked him and he said, no, I don't want to come up. I'm very comfortable. He stood on one foot and chewed on his foot, and the cop at this point is beginning to look a little uncomfortable. It's like, I've got this giant bird on my arm who's saying no. So I reached in to pick up Max, and Max just held on, looked at me, and said, "No, I'm not going." And yeah, at which point Max had the twinkle in his eye, and he thought it was a grand game. And usually I just ignore him for a couple of minutes and try. But no, somebody was giving me a signal that it was time for Max to get up and to go away. And Max really, really didn't want to. Now, I had two options. Number one is find a distraction. And number two is to step between the person and their arm. In the case of the police officer, that would have meant I was standing basically right up against all of his gear, reaching in between him and the bird. And given that he was fully armed, I didn't think that would go over quite as well. So I went with option two, and I said, "Hey, Brian, come on over. Hey, Max, who do you want to go on? Do you want to go with me, or do you want to go with Brian?" And Max looked at me and said, "Oh, I've been playing keep away from Brian for a bit. Yeah, I'll step onto Brian, then I'll hop onto you." And what a goose, right, Max? But so many friends. You had two Brians. Your friend Brian from Calgary and your friend Brian from Lethbridge. You had a couple of Kyles. You had your Uncle Kyle, who's kind of shy and tries to avoid the camera. And then Kyle, who's Gizmo's dad. Saw Gizmo and Gizmo's mom. Giz was pretty quiet just inside his carrier, I know. Hi, Leonardo. Hey, Max. What do you think? Can I get a buck, buck, buck? Can I get a buck, buck, buck? Buck, buck. Can I get a buck, buck, buck? Hey, sweetie. Buck, buck. Buck, buck, buck. No. Max, can I get a buck, 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 buck? Can I get a buck, buck, buck? Can I get a buck, buck, buck? Can you give me a buck, 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 buck? Okay, do you want to tell people about apples? And talk about apples? You want to talk about dogs? Are there any dogs outside? You sure, honey? You don't want to talk? No. Yeah, Karen, one of my tricks with Max is I usually give him a closed choice. Would you like X or Y? With harnesses, which color of harness would you like? And he picks out what color he wants to wear. And in doing so, he's just agreed to pick out a harness. In the case of would you like to come up, it was like, no, I would not like to. I'd like to stay right here. And he figured he made his choice. Wasn't an opportune choice, but it worked. Yeah, Max is, look at those, fluffing chops up. Okay, yeah, let's do a close-up here. You can see he's got a couple of new feathers coming in just above his eye. And hey, Max, can I get a buck, buck, buck? Buck, buck. Nope. Okay. Fluffing chops up. Yeah. Let's watch those feathers. Very relaxed bird right now. He's standing a little bit wide, but the bed is kind of soft and squishy. So it's weird, right, honey? You want to play with this again? Yeah. Okay. Isn't that lighting on him just perfect? If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. If this is the first Max video you've seen, oh my goodness, we have lots of fun in store for you. Make sure you give us a like, give us a subscribe. Don't miss out on any of the fun. Yeah, Max is always up to something. One of his most famous videos is his apple tantrum video. Oh my goodness, you like your apples, don't you, Max? You're just a toddler with feathers. Yeah. It's playtime. Isn't this light just perfect on him today, folks? Nice play. Play with the toys. Okay. I'm going to try and keep Max in focus here. Oh, I'm just going to climb onto the floor for a minute. There we go. I'm just, ooh, sorry folks. Just looking for a charger. There we go. Got the charger so we can stay on for a bit. I just noticed I was getting a bit low on battery. Yeah, Max is chewing. That one is a little bit of a top. It's a spinny top. Makes a toy. And Max loves just tonguing it and spinning it around. He has them in a couple different colors. They're one of his favorite bath toys. Right, Max? But he also plays with them on things like the bed. What I like on the bed are toys that are not as destructive and don't make a big mess. Downstairs, we can play with the really messy toys. Right, Max? Up here, we want the other toys. Yeah, that light is just beautiful on him. And what we've got happening here is light from outdoors coming in. And yeah. Isn't that gorgeous, Max? Yeah. You're such a good boy, Maxie. Hi, Terry. Oh, chameleons are gorgeous reptiles. Yeah. What's really a lot of fun with Max is just the different colors of his feathers. When he's in this light, I mean, sort of a peachy glow right now. If I get him into sunset light, he just glows salmon. And of course, he's got his salmon crest here. Yeah. Oh, Max, can I show off your salmon crest? Yeah, those feathers are just gorgeous. Moluccan cockatoos are also known as a salmon-crested cockatoo. And I'll let you guess why. He's got a beautiful crest, but right now he's not in the mood to lift it. And you know what? That's fine. He's not here for our entertainment. We're here for his. Right, Max? Catch that? Whoa. Oh, it just went bouncing. Bouncing. Toy's all gone. Sorry, honey. Hi, Becky. Hi, Terry. Terry says, have ringnecks but love Moluccans. Oh, yeah. Ringnecks are gorgeous birds, too. They really are. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I went to the zoo, and it was absolutely amazing. Because as I was walking through the zoo, yeah, I hadn't been in decades. And I noticed just how much stuff had changed at the zoo. But I was also chatting with a friend of mine, just reflecting that, you know, a lot of zoos have exotic birds. Our local zoo actually has ringnecks, but does not have any of the other birds. But there are a lot of zoos with my flock members. A lot of zoos have cockatoos. Palm cockatoos, the big black palm cockatoos. They've got Moluccan cockatoos, umbrella cockatoos. You know, so quite a few cockatoos in zoos. Quite a few Amazons. Quite a few African greys. One zoo, the African greys got into a bit of trouble because they wouldn't quit swearing at each other. So they had to move them over to an adult beer hall because they couldn't have them swearing in front of the young kids. But that happens. Birds do learn what they hear. Right, Max? Yeah. Oh, you're so pretty, boy. You're such a pretty boy. You sure are. Yeah. Oh, look at those feathers. Yeah. But, you know, all of my flock members, they have some of their, you know, they're represented in zoos somewhere. It's kind of amazing. Not something that you see. It's, you know, it's not something you see with cats or dogs or some of the other pets, right, Betty? Yeah. What time is it right now? Alexa, current time?
It's 4:22 p.m.
So 16:22, 4:22 in the afternoon. And it is Friday, right, Max? Are you ready? Can you see the weekend? Hi, Victor. Victor says, Bok. You gonna dance for us, honey? Oh boy, you're just looking like it's nap time. And this is usually a time that we go for a walk, and with all of that rain outside, we're staying indoors. Alexa, current forecast?
Right now in Calgary, it's 12 degrees Celsius with showers. Tonight's forecast has rainy weather, with a low of 6 degrees. Also, there's a rainfall warning in effect until Sunday, June 22nd, 6 a.m.
Yeah, so rainfall warning in effect until Sunday at 6 a.m. We're expecting a lot of moisture. It's fairly cool, but it's actually really nice indoors. The upstairs was getting a little too hot, so it's kind of nice just to be hanging out beside the open window, feeling some of the fresh air. Do you want to go look out the window, honey? Let's go. Let's go look out the window. Come on. Come on. Walk over to the window. There you go. Yes. What's out the window? There we go. Yeah. No, boy. There we go. Not that. That's not a plaything. That's your toy, yeah. Okay. Sure, if the camera's moving a bit, I'm doing handheld right now. Got a better angle than if I'm holding in a tripod. She got there, honey. Is that good? Yeah. It's colorful. It feels good on the beak. It's got great beak feel. Notice how he's using his tongue here? Move it around. It's a really nice twiddle toy, right, Max? Yeah, and Max is wearing a flight suit, basically a birdie diaper. He's had a couple of accidents on my bed recently, and until he remembers that he needs to behave himself, we are wearing a flight suit up here, right, Max? Oh, close up. You want scritchies? Yeah. Oh, honey. Yeah, you want scritchies, all right. Okay, you got some new feathers coming in, yeah? Whoopsies. Where you going? Where you going, Maxie? It's out the window. Let's go look out the window again. Come on, let's go out the window. Let's go look out. Come on. There you go. Good job. This is not for birdies. Okay, honey. Come on. Come on. Where's the window? Where's the window? Oops. Ooh, there's the window. Come on up. Up where I can see you. It's a good spot. Oh, we're gonna run. You gonna run? Run, birdie. Run, birdie. Run, birdie. Run, birdie. Oh boy, you having fun, Scritchies? So Max, you got a couple of choices on what you want to do. We can look out the window. We can play some birdie games. What do you want to do? You want to read a book? Look at a book, book. You want to look at a book, book, book? Our friend Jocelyn had a hatchiversary yesterday, Max. Can you get buck for Jocelyn? Up, up, uppity up. Come on, up it up. Max, can I get a buck? Is that for Jocelyn for her birthday? Buck. Okay, let's stand up for a minute. Wait. Oh. Stiff. Can I get another buck? Or is it just one buck? Just one buck. Yeah, Max. Can I get another buck? Or dance? You want to dance? Let's dance. No, only one buck, but you got one. That one was for you, Jocelyn. Yeah, folks, if you're in the chat, please say happy birthday to Jocelyn. We didn't go live yesterday, so it's a bit belated, but just say happy birthday, Jocelyn, or toss up some hearts. Toss up some reaction hearts. Yeah, let's wish her a really happy one. Yeah, Jocelyn has a birthday today, and in a couple of weeks, Max has a special birthday, right? Max turned 31 years young on Canada Day. Yeah, that's July 1st. Yeah. And I want to talk a little bit about his birthday. So we are going to have some really fun birthday celebrations. We're going to have a birthday party on the weekend for those of you who work. But we'll probably also do a pop-up on Canada Day to celebrate. But we've got something super special planned for Max for his hatchiversary. I know a couple of folks have sent cards, and I've already gotten a couple of cards in the mail. Just super exciting. But instead of gifts, I'd like to ask everybody to support one of our favorite rescues, Greta's Roost. And we're doing a fundraiser for them. We've got a GoFundMe running for Greta's Roost. And we're trying to raise them some money to buy some large, heavy-duty cages for some of the larger birds that come into care. Larger birds like Max. Because when you are dealing with a Moluccan or a big macaw or even a big umbrella, small cages don't cut it. They need heavy-duty cages. And they need cages that the bird cannot bite through the bars on. Quite often when birds come into care, when they're surrendered, they come in cages that are not appropriate. They come in cages that maybe are broken. They've got some rust, they're missing paint. Maybe they're too small. Too smalls quite often, and sometimes just absolutely filthy. And, sometimes birds are just dropped off in carriers. And rescues like Greta's need the large cages. And that's one of their biggest needs right now are the very, very big bird cages. Right, Max? So we're trying to raise enough funds to order them in a large pallet from King's Cages. And we're going to be able to get those heavily discounted price. When we bring in a pallet, we're saving a ton of money on shipping. And we're trying to help them do something that they're not otherwise able to do. When we bring in a pallet of cages, the price per cage comes down significantly. If they're just ordering cages one at a time, it's much more expensive, right, Max? Now, our GoFundMe, we've got it linked quite a few places, and I don't have a spare arm to type with right now. But if you go to our website, www.maxthemoluccan.com, and you will see that we've got the GoFundMe linked right off of there. All of the funds there go directly off to Greta's Roost to support they're in desperate need for large cages. Right, Max? Yeah, it's just really important to us to support some of our feathered friends because so many birds are ending up in rescues, and Greta's has a lot of expenses, right, buddy? It's all run by volunteers, but there are a lot of expenses. So we just want to help them do a little something and help get them set up with the bigger cages. Right, Max? Hi, Foe. And one other thing I'm going to say about the GoFundMe that we're running for Max's anniversary, even a small donation makes a big difference. Even, the cost of a cup of coffee makes a big difference. And the GoFundMe is in Canadian dollars. So if you're from the States or if you are from Europe, your dollars go a lot further, right? Alexa, what is $5 Canadian in US dollars? No. Alexa, what's $5 Canadian in US?
According to an Alexa Answers configurator, $5 Canadian is worth US $3.66.
So US 360 gets us 5 Canadian dollars. So if you do $6-7 US, you're doing a $10 Canadian donation to the GoFundMe. So your dollars really go a long ways for that one, right, Max? You can make a big, big difference. Can we sit down? Yeah, step down. Good job. You gonna look out the window? But I sit back down on the bed. There, let's look out the window for a bit. It's out there. But yeah, so even if if you donate the cost of a cup of coffee, that can make a difference. The more people who donate, the further ahead we are for the rescues. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Max, I'm plugged in right now, so I'm limited to where I can go with this. Let's go back. Let's go back. Here. Thank you. Where do you go? Where are you going? Max, come on. Come on back. Come on back. What's this? Got a toy. Got a toy. Yeah, Max said he was getting bored and he wanted to play with something. Leonardo says it's 23:30 a.m. so 12. So almost midnight for you. Wow. Yeah, quite a few hours difference. We've still got a lot of sunlight outside. Oops, did you drop it, honey? Ooh. I know. Yeah. Just look at Max's little tongue there playing with the toy. What part of Europe are you in, Leonardo? Leonardo. Sorry, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. I'm trying to guess at it. Okay, so it's Leandro. Leandro? Is that correct? Leandro. I'm hoping that's correct. From Portugal in Southern Europe. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce, but I'm not sure. Sometimes it takes me a few tries to get names right, but I do like to get names right, and I learn a lot of things. I have one follower whose name is Regina. And every time I see it, I want to say Regina because I live in Canada and Regina is the name of a city here. I'll help you is a left. So left is part of it? Leftro? Lendro? I'm not sure. Oh my goodness! Energy Art is joining us from Australia. No, a letter A is a left. Okay. Got it. Hey Max, you want to play plays? What's this? That your favorite toy today? Yeah, it's a twiddle toy. Makes some fun noises. Max is wondering where the sun is and why we're not sitting outside. Yeah, we got lots of rain here today. Hey. There you go. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of hand holding today, just trying to get some close-ups. And I'm hoping that that is working. Yeah, Max loves to play. He likes to be busy with his beak. He likes to do stuff. He likes to watch stuff. Loves shredding wood, but we don't do that upstairs on the bed because I don't like splinters in the bed. Right, Max? And he has lots of toys. I always like to remind people that the best parrot toys sometimes are the ones that can be destroyed. Like chunks of wood that can be shredded, paper that can be shredded. You know, Destructopet is a great little description. And they do really, really love playing with things that they can tear apart and manipulate. Right, Max? Yeah. Okay, can you spin that yellow? Can you spin the yellow? You spinning it? Which way does it go, right or left? It's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, honey. Your brother Mango's a bit better at that stuff. Max sometimes forgets about righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, which actually works well because he occasionally tries to take bolts off of his cage, little metal ones. Sometimes he loosens them, sometimes he tightens them. Sometimes he tightens them to the point that I need to grab the pliers. Yeah, you did that once on a clip that was holding your cage shut, didn't you? Yeah, so that screws on and off, huh? Spins around. You can do it, honey. Yeah. Look better when I'm holding that. Yeah. Spins. So Max, are you aware that you're taking it off and putting it back on? May not be aware of that. You want to spin the top? Spin the orange? Whoops. Okay, my fingers are on the yellow, honey, so be careful with that, okay? Hey, not my finger, honey. If you want me to hold the yellow, I can. that and I can do the yellow. And I do the yellow. Hey, Mom, what are you doing? How come it's going further? Yeah. Here. All right, now what do you do, Max? It's all the way off. Almost. Almost all the way off. Can you get it off? It rotates. Goes in a circle. That's careful. Careful. You're spinning it on again. Hold that, and I take this off. And I do this way. Let's go this way. You go this way. And take it off. You take it off now. Hold that, and I keep going. Ooh, can we get it off? Get it off? Yeah. Oh, you got it. Good job. Needed a little bit of help there, didn't you? Max looks feeling like he's making a difference and he's taking something apart. Okay. And give that to me, we can put it back together. And hand it to me and we'll put it back together. Can I have it? Can I have it? Woo! Okay. Mom's gonna she just needs one hand to do this. Watch. Watch. All right, we're going to just give that a little spin. Here. Now what do you do? Mom, I can't believe you did that. I worked so hard to get it off. Now stuck together again. Tico's also really good at taking things apart. Nah, Max knows it's not food. He's just playing with it. It's fun shape. It's fun to beak. It's fun to click. Yeah, Max, you need to do a bit of wood chewing. Side of your beak's getting a little kind of pointy, huh? Now what? You're just fascinated by that toy today. My goodness gracious me. Hey, Zubat. Yeah, now I think I've missed some comments and some questions. So if you've got questions or comments, please let me know. Hi, James. Oh, you're more than welcome for the videos. We love sharing Max with people. Hey, Max, you want to go run over to the window? Let's go do something. Don't be such a perch parrot. We came up here so we could run around in circles, not sit like a perch. Yeah, there you go. Not too far over here. I want you to stay where I can see you. Can't see you there. No. You can look out the window. Do you see any doggos? Are there any dogs outside? Are there any dogs outside? Let's look. Are there any dogs out here? Let's look out the window. Now, yesterday, Max was absolutely... Bok, bok, bok. Do you see somebody across the street? Somebody walking across the street. Right now it's raining and Max really does not like rain. Yeah, Max. Had an interesting window TV. Yesterday we were actually coming home from a walk and Max noticed somebody in the neighboring unit had the screen off and I think they were doing a bunch of cleaning. They were rehanging the screen and rehanging some window coverings, and Max was just fascinated. He was watching. He had his head upside down. He just was fascinated. He was barking for them. He was barking for them. He was dancing. Yeah, no food upstairs right now. No, because we're on the bed upstairs. Whoa, crest up. What do you see? Is that a school bus? Oh, do you see somebody down there? Can you say hello to them? Say hello? 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 Yeah? What do you say? Oh, is this the best type of window TV? I know we have it open. The window sash is open. And we do have a screen in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. But there is a window screen. Yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit of it there. We do, in Canada, we have screens and windows because we have lots of things like mosquitoes and bees and wasps that would otherwise like to come inside. And it's also safety. It keeps feathered ones like Max inside. You know, screens, we always like to remind people that the screen is not necessarily going to keep somebody's dog or something inside, because screens can pop out with enough weight. But odds are pretty good it'll keep a bird inside, especially if the bird's not chewing on it. Yeah. There's a screen right there. I don't know if you heard that scraping sound or not. Yeah, we're in Canada, Calgary, Alberta. Hi, Michael. Yeah, Max. Max is 31 years young. We're in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yeah, Connie says screens in the Midwest, USA too. Yeah, it always boggles me when I travel somewhere and they don't have screens. It's like, what the? How do you open a window without a screen? What? No, Max. What do you see out there? Is it raining? I'm going to talk about the rain. What do you see outside? School bus just drove past. Is it raining? James, I met Max when he was 10 years old. He was living in a basement. He knew how to bite and he knew how to scream. Now he is so much better behaved, right, buddy? Yeah, so much better behaved. He's learned that he can trust, and he's learned that life's much bigger than the cage. Right, buddy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good job, Max. Good job. Oh, does that feel good? Yeah, it feels really good, doesn't it? Yeah, Max is pretty fascinated right now watching window TV. Normally we'd be out walking outside at this time, but we're inside because it's raining, and Max does not like rain. You're scared you're going to melt, right, buddy? What do you think of the rain? What do you think of the rain? Do you like rain? Do you like the rain? Yeah, you like the rain. You like it to watch from inside. But the air is nice and cool right now, isn't it, buddy? Yeah, Max's cage is in front of a window. We usually have it open so we can see what's going on. Right, buddy. Are you happy? And do you know what, Max? So yeah, so we talked about the news. We talked a bit about your hatchiversary, Max. Oh, I'm going to sit up for a minute. I'm getting stiff leaning over there. We Oh, Connie, so glad you were here. Yep. We don't bake that, honey. Yeah, we talked about your hatchiversary, right, Max? And we're going to celebrate the weekend before as well as on July the 1st. And we've got the GoFundMe that's running for your hatchiversary, and we're asking people to donate to that in lieu of gifts. We've already gotten some stuff for you, right, Max? A few people sent some stuff for you that will open up on your hatchiversary. And we got some nice cards from some of our friends. Yeah. Hey, Max, where you going? Where you going? You gonna run around? You gonna run? Run, Maxwell. Run, Maxwell. Woo! James, we know how old Max is because of how old he was when we met him, but we actually don't know what his hatchiversary is. So what we did is we picked a date, which happens to be Canada Day, and that's when we celebrate his hatchiversary each year. Right, Max? Yeah. Oh, big underwing. Yeah. Are you showing off your flight suit? Yeah, I know. I know, honey. We'll change that out soon. It's basically a birdie diaper, mostly because I do not want somebody having an accident on the bed. Yeah, it's happened a couple of times recently, so then Max goes back to wearing a flight suit for a bit. I know, Max. Oh, big puff. Yes. Let's go for a different angle. Yeah, that's kind of fun. So let's just read a commentary here. Elle says, when I walked down the street to go home, a parrot said hello to me, and I was scared that it was a robot talking. Not that, honey. That is the charging cable. And I was scared it was a robot talking, but at the end it was a parrot that was interacting with me. That's hilarious. Yeah, nope. What we found really, really funny is when we went to Comic Expo this year, we were just ghosting outside of the expo, which means that we were walking around. We didn't have a ticket, but we just hung around outside. And everyone was out there with costumes, and there were some incredible costumes, some incredible pop props. And a couple of people asked me how I was operating animatronics. They assumed that Max was not real. Poor Max. I know, you're very real. Because they said, wow, that's so realistic. Well, I certainly hope so, because Max is very real. Right, Betty? You want to run over there to look out the window again? Yeah, let's go. Let's go look in the window again. Yay! There's the window. Yeah, we don't chew on that. We don't chew on the things. Oh, no, back this way. Back this way. Whee! Hey, oh, you're tripping. Chips. Whee! I'm going to play with that a bit more. Okay. We'll have a regular Saturday stream this week. Last Saturday, we did not have our regular stream because we had the Parrot Club barbecue, but we've been sharing lots of video from that this week. Yeah, we're in Canada. Oops, sorry, Max. What do you want? What? Hey, Mr. Snoopy. Max usually does not fly. He's more of a ground bird, aren't you, buddy? It's his preference. Yeah. Well, Max, I want to say thank you to everybody who joined us. If you joined us, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you follow us. Subscribe to us. Give us a follow. You matter. That's... folks like you are what really, really makes the difference for our channel. Hey, Mr. Snoopy. Hey, Y2K Survivor. Y2K Survivor. That is hilarious. I remember Y2K. I know a lot of folks are too young to remember that, but I remember it. We're all worried about the computer systems. The time I was married, my spouse worked New Year's Eve Had to be at work just in case something happened to a computer system. Yeah. I know. It seems silly now, but it was very real then. Yeah, wild times. Wild times. Yeah. Hi, video guy. Energy Arts, so glad you joined us. Oh my gosh, Max, you're just so gorgeous today. You're so gorgeous. Hi, Michael. Michael's popped in and out a couple of times, hasn't he? Yeah, you're so gorgeous. Well, I'm going to let everybody go. I'm going to go downstairs and make the flocks some dinner. But I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us today. We appreciate each and every one of you. And if you are around, our next live stream is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And right now it is 5 o'clock our time. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So our next stream is 18 hours from now. Yeah, James is asking about the flock. Yeah, we've got other flock members. They're not on camera right now because they're downstairs. We've got Tico the Gray. He is a 29-year-old African Gray. We've got Tikal the Amazon. Tikal's 50. And then, of course, Mango, Mr. Magoo. He's also a Moluccan cockatoo. Yeah. He does not like to sit still for long. Last time I had him upstairs, he ran around in a circle like a whirlwind, and I literally was just chasing him around in circles, right? James, the channel is Max the Moluccan. We do video the other ones on occasion, but Max is on the bulk of the time. A man effect. Yeah. Well, Max, can come up? Can I get one more buck, buck, buck? Buck, buck. Can I get a buck, buck, buck? Buck, buck. No box. Okay. Yeah, another time, James, because we're upstairs right now. And the other birds are not. All right, Max. Buck, buck. Oh. Oh. All right. Thanks for joining us, folks.